Hey guys, JJ here, and it looks like we got our first official details on Zach Krieger's upcoming Resident Evil movie reboot, including the movie's premise and main cast. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Last year, rumors about an upcoming Resident Evil movie reboot began circulating the internet. Flash forward to today, and those rumors have now been confirmed. The upcoming Resident Evil movie reboot will be directed by Zach Krieger, known for the horror film Barbarian. While appearing at Sony Pictures' CinemaCon presentation, Zach Krieger explained how his upcoming Resident Evil movie reboot will be unlike any of the previous films in the franchise. Here's what he had to say. There's a moment that comes in almost every Resident Evil game where you find yourself in a dark passageway. Your health is almost zero and there's no way around. You have to go through. But you know there's something awful for you in the darkness. That is the thrill that Resident Evil games have perfected. My movie will be built in the spirit of those games and follows one central protagonist from point A to point B as they descend deeper into hell. Sources of Hollywood Reporter claim that this upcoming take on Resident Evil is said to be on the right horror track and will feature elements of a wilderness survival thriller. With all that said, I do think it's safe to say that this will be a complete reboot once again and will not be in any way connected to 2021's Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. I do like the idea of focusing on one central protagonist going from point A to point B, as opposed to Welcome to Raccoon City taking all the characters from 1, 2, and cramming the story into one movie. Moving on now to the cast, Austin Abrams, known for his roles in The Walking Dead and This Is Us, is said to be the choice to star in the upcoming film. Mickey Madison, known for It Girl and Anora, is said to be considered for the female lead. It is still unconfirmed if these actors will be portraying any of the main characters from the games or if they'll be completely original. If earlier rumors are true, and this is in fact an adaptation of Resident Evil 0, then we may have just got our first look at Billy Cohen and Rebecca Chambers. Only time will tell. Recently, there was a new supposed leak about the plot of Zach Krieger's Resident Evil. I should note this is currently a rumor until officially confirmed. This news comes from Comic Book Resources, and the article says, according to film industry insider Daniel Richman, the upcoming Resident Evil reboot will follow a hapless courier tasked with delivering a package to a remote hospital. He finds himself caught in the middle of an outbreak and he must fight through the hordes of mutated creatures to survive. Richman went on to say that Abrams' character's name is listed as Brian, but it's possible this just could be a code name. If this report is true, it would fit in line with what Zach Krieger had to say, and it reminds me of the flashback scenario from Resident Evil Outbreak File 2, where the survivors had to venture into the Arklay Forest to reach the abandoned hospital. This would explain the wilderness survival elements previously discussed, and honestly, that idea has me very intrigued. I've always said that I would much rather an original story set within the world of Resident Evil. That way they could tell a story that's unique and interesting from a new character's perspective like Outbreak, without rehashing or retelling stories from characters that we already know and have seen in the games. In my opinion, this would be the safest route. Zach Krieger's Resident Evil is said to begin filming this summer in Europe and will be produced by both Constantine Films and PlayStation Productions and is scheduled for a September 18th, 2026 release. So there you have it on our first details for Zach Krieger's Resident Evil. I'm hopeful that Zach Krieger truly understands what makes Resident Evil special to so many, but after my disappointments over Welcome to Raccoon City and Netflix's Resident Evil, I think it's probably best to keep my expectations in check. Shifting gears real quick, I'd like to take a second to plug our new Resident Evil fan series we're working on titled Resurrection: A Biohazard Story. Resurrection will feature the original live-action cast of the first Resident Evil as they return to reprise their roles. Set in Mexico, the team will assemble to investigate a new biological outbreak. Things will become more complicated when a ghost from their past returns. I bet you can guess who that is. Crowdfunding for Resurrection will begin May 1st, so if you enjoyed The Keeper's Diary, A Biohazard Story, check out our announcement video for Resurrection, link will be in the description. As for Zach Krieger's Resident Evil, we won't have to wait long for more information. But now I'm curious to know your thoughts. What do you think about what Zach Krieger had to say about Resident Evil? What do you think about the cast and who do you think they'll be? Do you think they'll be from the games or original characters? Are you excited for Zach Krieger's Resident Evil? Let us know down below in the comments and let's have a discussion about it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and for all the latest news on the upcoming Resident Evil movie reboot, make sure to subscribe. The Residents of Evil is a Patreon-supported channel and also supported by our YouTube members. So if you'd like to become a member and unlock access to custom badges, emojis, and exclusive live streams, click that join button down below. You can join our survival horror community on Discord, link will be in the description, and I have the Duke here to tell you a little about our sponsor, G Fuel.
Do you have need of anything for the road ahead? The Residents of Evil has expanded its services. Perhaps you're in need of a little pick-me-up. I recommend the G Fuel. You can even get a fair discount if you use the code ROE upon purchase. And as always, we thank you for your patronage, stranger.
As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we hope to see you back at the Residents of